It's first versus second. It's the Wigan Warriors going for an historic Grand Slam. It's Hull KR in their first ever Grand Final. Hello and welcome to the Theatre of Dreams. It's the Betfred Super League Grand Final week.
Once again, the name Wigan Warriors is on the Super League trophy.
Yes, we are pitchside as we build up to Saturday's blockbuster. I'm delighted to be joined by a man who's won the Grand Final on 4 occasions. It's Paul Sculthorpe. He's with us throughout the show. And to kick off the proceedings, it's welcome back to Old Trafford, Matt Pete. How are you feeling?
Feel good. Delighted to be here, very grateful. Just got to get the week right now as a team and as a club, and then we can enjoy Saturday evening.
And how are you going to feel about this talk all week? There's going to be a lot of talk about making history because no one's done this in the Super League era, winning all 4. Is that at the forefront of the mind?
Not really. I think afterwards it'll be something that hopefully we can reflect on. But if we don't win, we won't. So it's all going to be about process now and the job, and it's not a week really to build up the emotion, I don't believe. So yeah, I'm delighted we're in that position. It means we've done a few things right, but ultimately it's head down this week.
You must be delighted, Matty, with the form you're coming into the final. You know, the last 3 games, not conceded a point as well. I know a coach who prides himself on his defence.
Yeah, there's been a lot of good signs in recent weeks, but as you know better than anyone, these finals are standalone fixtures, and Hull KR are obviously in good form as well, and they'll take heart the fact that they've won some tight games as well. So I don't think there's a perfect way to come into a game like this. It really is about who gets the job done on the night, who handles the occasion the best, and the team that does that will get the chance to lift the trophy.
Where do you see the biggest threat from Hull KR?
I think when they play fast, when the ruck's fast. Mikey Lewis is obviously ahead of the snake there. He's an outstanding player, and he's a constant threat and a competitor. I think that's the thing with Mikey. You know that he won't go away and he'll turn up all over the field, but they've got multiple threats. Tyrone May was a player we had to contend with last year on this field. But a lot of it starts with the ruck speed started by Ryan Hall in the back 3.
Is it role reversal for you guys as well? I mean, your back 5 have been outstanding this year. Obviously a big threat to maybe move the Hull KR defence, their aggressive defence, to move them about the field.
Yeah, I think most big games, the teams that get to the final, generally the backs are playing well. They play off a strong forward pack, and they've got halves who want to kick well and put you in tough spots. So you tend to repeat yourself a lot in this job. If we can control them down their end, the less chances they get at our end of the field, and I'm sure Willie will be saying exactly the same. There's enough attacking flair on both teams that the team that gets the most looks will probably come out on top.
Matt, I know you don't like talking about yourself, but you took over in October 2021. You must be pretty pleased. 2 Challenge Cups, 2 League Leader Shields, a World Club Championship, the Grand Final last year. You must be pretty pleased how things have gone.
Yeah, you've got to be, haven't you? And when you get the chance at the end of the season, then you'll reflect with pride. Obviously, I'm going to say this week's all about getting the preparation right, and it is. But I'm not silly. I'm in a very privileged position. I work with an outstanding set of players. The organisation's in good shape, and the staff around me, my assistant coaches have got a ton of experience. So I'm part of a really strong organisation. But at the moment we're just concentrating on this sector.
But it must mean a lot to you personally.
Yeah, it does. But there's a time for thinking about that stuff, and truthfully, I don't feel like this is it. I'm proud. I'm delighted to be here. I'm very grateful. But if I'm driving to the airport in a couple of weeks and we haven't got the job done this week, then I'll be disappointed.
And how difficult is it a job just going to keep a lid on things this week? Or is that easy at Wigan because you've been here before?
I think we know what we're doing. I'm not saying it's easy, but I think we won't. I won't need to build that side of it up. I think players attending things like this, everyone asking them about it, walking out of this arena, the hotel, the drive here. When these players kick off, they'll be motivated. So I really don't see that as part of our job this week. I think concentrating on how to apply ourselves for the 80 minutes is the sole focus.
And what would you say to them? What's your last words to them on Saturday before they run out?
Just be yourselves. Yeah, that's more often what I say. It's I'm quite repetitive as a coach, and get out there and be yourselves, because that's the one regret you would have is if you came off that field and you hadn't played your game as an individual and as a team.
Scully, how good a job has this man done?
Mate, outstanding. You know, I've known Matty for years, know what his coaching philosophies are. I think the way that he's come through the ranks at Wigan shows what a respected guy he is. You know, he's done a marvellous job, and he's put together a marvellous team. And I think, you know, go into the final as favourites, and rightly so.
And you know what this means to Wigan as well, don't you?
I do. I know what it means to both sets of supporters, but obviously I'm from Wigan, so I get to feel that it's a proper Wigan town, as is Hull, and that's kind of a motivation. It has been since I got the job. To be honest, it's something we talk a lot about. We don't see the town and the community as separate to the club. We're part of them, and they're part of us. So we represent a lot of people at the weekend, as do Hull, and I don't think neither set of players is going to fail to deliver.
Well, best of luck, and the work you do in the community is fantastic as well. So best of luck on Saturday.
All the best, Matt.
Right, we've heard from a coach. Let's hear from one of Matt's players who did this on Saturday night.
Well, now comes back in field here. Now is Smith, gets it away to French, holds onto the ball, finds Kieran. Kieran gets it away. Here's Bevan, bouncing around, puts a kick through. Brilliant, Bevan.
And Bevan French joins us now. That was some try on Saturday.
Yeah, it's not too sure what it comes down to really. It's just sort of reactive and instinct. If I was to try and put it into words on how it happens, I think it's just of how I grew up playing the game. Being very rural in Australia, playing rugby league was all I did as a kid, and we didn't know anything about, you know, structure or systems and things like that. It was just do whatever you can do to try and score. So it probably just comes down to that, the background that I grew up playing the game, and yeah, luckily it pulled off.
How does back-to-back grand finals feel?
Yeah, it'll be amazing. It feels amazing being here, but to win it again, it will be, you know, amazing. Probably a feeling you can't put into words. We realise the position that we're in is we're quite lucky as a group, as a squad. If we do go back-to-back, I don't think it's been done at the club before, and you know, and winning all four in the same calendar year, I don't think the club has done that before. You look at the club and the players that they produced, all the legends of the game, and you know, all that sort of stuff. They haven't been in the position that we've been in, so we know how lucky we are to be here, and everyone's very excited for it.
I mean, no one's won all four in the Super League era. Wigan have won 4 trophies before, back in 1994. But have you spoken about this history amongst the players, or is it just a focus on this one game?
Yeah, it's obviously a part of you know, what motivates us. We realise, you know, when you reach these positions, you need to find other sources of motivation. I know we were in a position a few years ago where we hadn't won anything, and our motivation was that we hadn't won anything. So now that we've lucky enough to, you know, win 4 trophies, we've got to find these external sources, and you know, they've been a lot. This doesn't mean that our motivation isn't as important as before when we were chasing. It's just now we're chasing a big picture of greatness and making history. So yeah, it's a great place to be.
Yeah, Bevan, you missed obviously a fair chunk of the season through injury. I think it's a blessing in disguise. You know, you certainly look like you're fresh and enjoying your rugby at the moment.
Yeah, I do. I think it's important. It's just the people around me at the club just to have me in a positive mindset. I know usually when, you know, you get out injured for 8 weeks, the initial thought could be that, you know, it stinks. It's negative mindset straight away. I took it as a positive of just trying to get the body right for this end of the season, and you know, it has been a blessing in disguise of body starting to feel good. I feel fresh. You know, it's a long, brutal season, rugby league, and I feel like it's paid dividends. It really is a blessing in disguise.
You mentioned before there about the, you know, enjoying your rugby and the lack of structure on you. You know, Matty Pete, we joked about it before. You know, does he just let you go out there and do what Bevan French does?
Yeah, I think, you know, he has those conversations with me. Obviously, there's certain things what we do want to do, but yeah, he's sort of not only me. I'd say there's other people in our squad that do have that, where they're allowed to express themselves, and it's probably people that you wouldn't even realise. You know, like Paddy Mago. He's probably one of the most skillful dudes that I've come across. Yeah. He's just a big, giant wrecking ball, and sometimes he's just like putting these plays on it. You just go, wow. So it's not only
what he enjoys.
Yeah, it's just not even. Yeah, it's not only me. It's Matty. Sort of, you know, inspires everyone to express themselves and just be us, and that's what got us here in the first place. So yeah.
Do you enjoy weeks like this?
Yeah,
Or is it just all the focus all on the game? But can you soak it in, enjoy it?
of course, it's 1 week out of, like I touched on before, a long, brutal year rugby league is, and these are the weeks where you really get to enjoy. So it's important to soak all these moments up. You don't know what it's going to be like. I remember we had Joel Tompkins in last year talking about how many games he'd played, and then you narrow that down to how many actual games were finals. Very, very, very small amount. So it's important to enjoy this.
And growing up in Australia, did you dream of playing here at Old Trafford and winning grand finals, or was it all about the NRL? Is this a nice bonus?
Yeah, this is a nice bonus. I got up. I remember I watched a few games with my pop. He used to get up at 4 or 5 a.m. and watch the Super League, and I wasn't aware of the history and everything of this stadium, to be honest, till I got over here, and it all just grows on you straight away. Coming into Wigan, you realise how important the history is of rugby league, the importance of it to the community, and the places like this that people inspire to be out and play. And yeah, it's like I touched on before. Now I'm just soaking all these moments up. I get to go back to Australia eventually, years down the track, live and tell my family about weeks like this. So.
And what would it mean to win it again?
A lot. Like I said, we've touched on the history. Us not being able to do it before as a club. So to be able to do that and make history and leave a legacy behind is, I think, something all athletes aspire to do. So and again, it'll mean the world. And you look at, only yesterday was the game with Penrith Lab going 4. Things like that they just motivate you to want to keep doing these sort of things. So it'll be great.
Well, the best of luck. Best of luck on Saturday, and enjoy it as well.
Yeah,
Bevan French. Let's say from a man looking to stop Bevan, James Batchelor.
Welcome to Old Trafford Grand Final week. I guess this is what these are the days you grow up dreaming of, aren't they?
Yeah, it's the pinnacle of Super League and what you want to achieve. So it's definitely what you're dreaming as a kid, and getting the result on Saturday is that.
Let's just touch on Friday night briefly. An absolute firefight of a game from start to finish. A real intense semi-final, but probably perfect preparation for a big game on Saturday as well.
Yeah, it was a tight game on Friday. Warrington came out pretty hard in the second half. We made it difficult for ourselves. So there's a lot of learnings for us as well going into this week. What to do and what not to do in those big games against the better teams. We're going to have to be better than that if we want to win on Saturday. But yeah, the perfect warm up for this week.
Obviously, this place has got so much history. You guys, it's been a long time since the last major trophy at the club. Is it something you've spoken about, the kind of opportunity to make your own history now?
We've not spoke about it too much, over the course of my time here. It's been mentioned from time to time, but we're as a group, we're pretty connected to the fans and the East of all, so we definitely understand what it means. It's not something that needs to be said all the time. I'm sure at some point this week we'll speak to Neil Udrill and he'll explain a bit more just what it means to him and from his experiences growing up. But yeah, we're well aware of what it means to East Hull.
Do you kind of feel like you're coming into this, that the pressure's on Wigan, obviously that kind of all-conquering side that they've got? Do you feel like you can maybe just turn up with a little bit under the radar and do a job?
Not really, no. I think we finished second in the league, just 2 points behind them. So I wouldn't say that we're coming here thinking that they're going to underestimate us or anything like that. It's going to be a tough game, and like you said, they're doing well. They've won a lot of trophies. They're a champion side, so they're not going to underestimate us either. Yeah,
East Hull's going to be empty on Saturday. How important is it that you're going to get that back in, that kind of vocal, noisy support that you get every week?
Yeah, they're especially, you saw what they were like on Friday night, and I imagine they're going to be even madder this Saturday. They've sold a lot of tickets. You're going to be absolutely bouncing here, and I can't wait.
What's Willie Peters been like since Friday? What's his kind of approach to a big game been?
Same as every week. We've tried keeping things as the same as they are every week. We think we've got a pretty good routine, through the week, how we work as training days in the schedule, and that's got us to this point, so we don't need to change too much. Obviously, we've come over here, that's a bit different, but apart from that, as a week, will look pretty much exactly the same.
I suppose you start preparing for days like these in November, don't you, when you first get into pre-season? It's a long season. Now you've been on the journey up to this point. What will it mean if you can lift that trophy on Saturday night?
Yeah, you nailed it. This isn't something that we start thinking about or working towards this week or last week. It's been since day one of pre-season, and probably for some of us, day one of last pre-season when we first came to the club, and some people even longer than that. So it means everything. We know what it means to the supporters and the club, but we also know what it means to ourselves and our teammates, and we're determined to get the trophy for them.
Best of luck on the weekend, mate.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
And I'm delighted to be joined by the Hull KR coach, Willie Peters. Willie, thanks for joining us. Well, obvious question, but how are you feeling?
Yeah, excited. Great opportunity for the club. First time we've been in a grand final in the Super League, so it's exciting for us, it's exciting for the city, and we just need to when it comes to Saturday, just be ready to go, which we will be.
You obviously want to win on Saturday, but do you feel like you're making real progress? A Challenge Cup final, 4th last year, 2nd this year.
Yeah, we are. There's no doubt about that. But I think regardless of what happens, we're still on our journey. We're going to improve next year. I think regardless of the result in the weekend. But it's small steps, and we've come a long way. There's no doubt about that. But the players have worked extremely hard. The staff have worked hard, and people before my time have worked hard to get us in this position. So we've got to embrace it and be in the moment.
And how tough a ask is Wigan here on Saturday night?
Yeah, they're a tough team to play no matter where you play. So, look, it's whoever settles the best and the quickest on Saturday night, I think will get the result. There's going to be hopefully 70,000 fans here. It's a big occasion, and I think whoever settles will win the game. And look, Wigan, we respect Wigan. We know what type of club they are. I know what type of club they are. I've been there and played there. Got a lot of respect for them, but we also know what's in my dressing room as well.
You've played in a grand final. We've got to talk about that. As a Wigan player in 2000, and you lost to St Helens in this, man.
Do we have to talk about that?
Go on, Scully. Ask a question.
I wasn't going to bring it up. Mate, seriously though, I mean, joking aside, is there anything that you pull on from that day as a player? Going into, what a special occasion it is here at the Theatre of Dreams. Is there anything you pull on as your experience as a player?
I think to embrace it, just to enjoy it. Like, I only played in one grand final, so some players might only play. This might be their only time that they play in this grand final and play at this stadium. So they've got to enjoy the moment and embrace it, and just have no regrets. That's the biggest thing. Look, a long time ago now, but I remember I played well the week before, and I didn't play well here, and it stung for many years. So you want to have no regrets. That's the biggest thing as a player.
Yeah, and on that note, Willie, how much focus is on Wigan this week, or is it about Hull KR doing what you do best? Yeah,
a bit of both. I mean, we'll always go back to us. It's all about what we can control. We can't control what we can do. We've got a plan around that, of course, and we've got a plan around how we think we can exploit them. But at the end of the day, it's getting us right, and then we take the mentality that they've got to stop us.
Yeah, you must be delighted with the resilience that your team showed on Friday against Warrington. Certainly in that second half, the willingness to work for each other and get the job done.
Yeah, we pride ourselves in that. It was on show. It was when Hawley dropped the ball, I thought this could be it. That they could score, but again they found a way. That's what I love about this group. We're never beaten. We always talk about regardless of the result, we're consistent in what we do. And although our attack wasn't great last Friday night, but our resilience in our defence was.
Have you seen a difference throughout the year? Probably the confidence that you started the season with to what you ended. Obviously, just pipped to league leaders by Wigan.
Yep.
It's been an exceptional season.
Yeah, the belief has grown. There's no doubt. And I think it probably grew after we beat Warrington at their place. There was a lot of talk that we couldn't beat the top teams, and especially away. That we beat them, and then we went to St Helens and won there, and we went to Lee and won there. So when you do that, you start to gain belief, and there's no doubt that the players started believing that they could do it. And there's a lot of belief in the group now.
Willie, it's obviously a team game, but how good has Mikey Lewis been this year?
Yeah, he's been outstanding. I've said it all year. It's his growth off the field. I think that's helped him on the field. If you get yourself right off the field and you start to understand yourself more as a person, like early 20s, you don't really understand yourself. But Mikey's starting to know who he is as a person. He's very settled off the field. He's doing a bit of, been renovating a house, so he's doing things that, that's. You do as you start to become a man, and there's a lot of responsibilities around that. So, I think that's transferred onto the field and the way he's playing. He pretty much, him and Tyrone Moe manage our side. Mikey manages a lot of our kicking. So there's a big responsibility in that. So I think, off field has helped him do what he's doing on the field.
Will you try and enjoy this week? Soak it up?
Yeah, absolutely. You got to enjoy it. There's no doubt about that. It's. There'll be nerves, of course. There'll be excitement. There'll be a bit of everything. But at the end of the day, as I said before, whoever's stays the most calm and settles will win, and that starts with me.
And what would it mean for yourself if you won it, and what would it mean for your squad?
Yeah, it's something. I mean, it's never about me, but personally, I've wanted a grand final. It's something I've wanted to do. But you've always got to do things and have things, above you. And for our owner Neil Hudgell, that's who we'd love to win this competition for, as well as all our fans. I mean, Neil's put so much time and investment, and there's probably times he was going to walk away, but he hung in there. He's a fighter. He's a typical ex-toll man, and he's got a team that replicates that. So to do it for someone like Neil, but just the whole city, or probably half the city, they're the ones that we're doing it for.
As a final question, how good it's going to hear your fans on Saturday night? You'll hear them in the dressing room, won't you?
Yeah, it'd be cool. When we come out, when the players come out to warm up, it's going to be electric, and then obviously when they walk out, this stadium's going to be pumping. So again, really enjoyable, be a great experience, but we need to focus on the job at hand.
Well, Willie, thanks for joining us. The best of luck as well on Saturday night. So the Betfred Grand Final champions will be crowned on Saturday night, but on Sunday, the women's champions will be crowned. Well done to York Valkyrie, back-to-back champions in the Betfred Women's Super League. The first time that has ever happened, as they beat St Helens 18-8. And I'm delighted to be joined by the Hull KR captain. Right, Elliot, how were you feeling on Friday night?
Mixture of emotions, very nervous all week really, but didn't enjoy watching the game at all, but come final whistle, very pleased for my teammates, really gritty, tough win, and I think that stands us in good stead for this week, but I was a very nervous supporter, just like many other supporters in the stadium.
And how are you feeling right now, walking around here at Old Trafford, representing Hull KR as skipper in a build-up to the Betfred Grand Final?
Yeah, very relaxed, but very proud as well. We recognise that it's our first Grand Final and it's new ground for us. But just relaxed at the moment. It's still early in the week and we're building up nicely as the week goes on. But very, very proud to be stood here and be part of something like this today. We don't take it for granted, obviously where we come from, but very relaxed and keep building as the week goes on.
Because you've come a long way. I mean, you've seen it. You've been there for a few years now. 4th last year, 2nd this year. Do you feel like you're building on something now?
We're definitely making progress. We're making the right progress, and obviously we're very proud to be playing our part on Saturday's final. We'll see how we go. I'll answer that question Saturday evening. But obviously we are making progress, but we're not getting ahead of ourselves. Confident in what we're doing, and we keep building and keep sticking with the process that we've got.
Is silverware something that was brought up pre-season?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we're no different to any other team. We're definitely striving for silverware, and we've come up short on two occasions with the league leaders and the Challenge Cup. So this is the last one available, and we've put ourselves, our hearts in the ring, and we're definitely aiming for it.
How special would it be for you to lift that trophy come 8 o'clock on Saturday?
Yeah, man, it'd be unbelievable. But my narrow focus is on training this week and preparing the best I can, so I bring my best game, my best performance, and getting the best out of my teammates, and things like that will take care of itself if we nail that.
You must have been made up with the resilience. I think that the boys showed on Friday. It wasn't your best second half, but I think the way they dug in for each other and got that win against a good Warrington side must give you a lot of confidence going into a game where it's going to be a game that you're going to have to call on that again. Yeah,
100%. Warrington, the best attack and the best defence all year. So to go in at 10-0 half time was a really good first half. I think the second half we went away from what we was doing in that first half, and then, like you say, we showed some real resilience, especially defending our goal line. They've got an awesome spine, Warrington, and to keep them, to get over the line with a victory, we take massive confidence. But Saturday's a new game. Wigan are a champion team, and they've got threats all over the field, so we're going to have to be on, and everyone's going to have to be on 1 to 17. But the Saturday will definitely help us.
How tough a challenge are Wigan in?
Yeah, massive challenge. They're definitely the best. The top of the league. They won the league leaders, and they're the best team in the comp. So we understand what's in front of us, but we're very confident in ourselves as well. We've got belief within the group, but it's who plays best on the day and handles the occasion, nails their performance, and we'll see what happens on Saturday evening.
It is a brilliant occasion. What will be going through your mind when you walk out at about 5 to 6 on Saturday night as skipper of Hull KR?
Probably lots of emotions, but just try and enjoy it. It's not done that before, never done it. Not done it on my career, so just enjoy it for what it is. But then, enjoy that bit. But once the ball's kicked off, it's just business as usual. You got to play the game. That's we're here to play a game of rugby league. We're not here to enjoy an occasion or enjoy the atmosphere. That's for everyone else in the stadium to do. So we'll have a narrow focus, and my job is to lead the boys around.
Who's turning the lights off in Eastall once you kick off? Because there'll be nobody left.
There won't be anybody. Yeah. So good question. But no, I'm really pleased for the fans. They've supported us home and away, and especially at home. Record-breaking attendances all year, so it's great for them to be able to come here. But we want to send them home with a smile on the face.
And what would it mean for you personally, your family, and for the squad if you could do it on Saturday night?
I mean, the world, but yeah, like I said, I'm not getting too carried away. I want to focus on my performance. Things like that, I'll tell you after the game. But yeah, I've got a job to do on Saturday evening on the field, and then we'll worry about everything else after.
I suppose at least you're fresh, aren't you?
Very.
Right, well, try and enjoy the week, and the best of luck on Saturday. So that's the big trophy on Saturday, but there's individual silverware to be handed out this week, including the Steve Prescott MBE Man of Steel, and the winner is with Lewis.
Firstly, Mikey, congratulations. Steve Prescott Man of Steel Award. It's the highest individual honour you can win. How does it feel?
Yeah, I'm over the moon. To be handed this award with such great players throughout the year in this league, to get the highest, personal award in the league, it's a massive credit to myself and what I've, this year, what I've been through, and I'm over the moon with it.
And what an individual journey for you, from being told from the City Hall Academy that you weren't making it, to playing for York, into your Super League debut, internationals, and now this. Has it quite kind of sunk in what you've achieved?
I won't really think about it till I retire, and I'm just taking it year by year, week by week, and see where it gets me. I'm loving the journey at the moment. I've got the right people around me, and my girlfriend's so supportive, and the stuff I go through throughout the year, credit to her, and take her hat off.
Just a word on your coach as well, Willie Peters. I know he's been a massive influence on you. How much of an impact has he had, especially in these last 12 months?
Yeah, the last 12 months he's let me a lot on and off the field. Just on the mental side, and things I needed to be better on in my game, and I just wanted to do that. And he's more there for me as a mate as anyone else, and and I appreciate everything what he does.
One more big job to do at the weekend. Will the season feel incomplete if you don't lift that trophy on Saturday?
Yeah, we really want to lift that trophy on Saturday. That's our main aim, and it's been a big goal from us for the last couple of years. But we've really got a good shot on Saturday night, and we'll see where it takes us, and we're just going to put our best foot forward, and we've got to settle into it nice and early, and just enjoy the 80 minutes and see where it takes us.
Well, congratulations again, mate.
Thank you, mate.
Thank you.
Yes, congratulations to our Steve Prescott MBE Man of Steel. This is the only man to win it in consecutive years. Right, let's talk about a couple of things before we finish, Scully. The Man of the Match award is going to be the Rob Burrow Award. I think that is brilliant by the RFL.
It's fantastic. I moved to modern times, and what better name to pick up an award where a guy who was synonymous with the grand final, scored some spectacular tries, and a legend
try
of our
against St Helens, of course.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's one of the best tries I've ever seen. Never mind a grand final. So it's great that Rob will always be remembered on a place that he lit up.
And his family will be here on Saturday. Also news this week that will be here at Old Trafford to at least 2027. I think that is brilliant news.
It's fantastic. I mean, it's such a special event, every year. At the back end of October, for the biggest night in rugby league. So fantastic that it stays at the home of the Theatre of Dreams.
Right then, where's a game won or lost?
Well, I think it's all on the day. It's on the 80 minutes. We've got the best two teams. We've got 1v2, the two most consistent teams, throughout the year. I think it's going to be a forward battle up front. I think you've got to win that first. And both teams, love to play with expansion. Both have got great sets of backs. For me, Wigan slight favourites. I mean, the last three games, they've not let a point in. They've scored nearly 150 points and conceded none. It shows the mentality of this Wigan side. And coming into a game, against Hull KR, who've done it tough, against Warrington, it was a tough old game, and it'll be interesting to see what that's taken out of Hull KR. But what resilience they showed and what confidence. And
as a final question, you've won it 4 times. What's it like to walk out here, and what's it like to win it?
It's probably the only day that I miss playing. Walking out of that corner to an unbelievable atmosphere. Hopefully near a full house on Saturday, and very, very envious of them players who get to play on such a special pitch, and it's going to be some atmosphere, some game.
Well, Scully, thanks for joining us. On Sunday, we've got a wheelchair grand final. Good luck to the Leeds Rhinos versus the Halifax Panthers. But Saturday at 6 o'clock, it's all about the Wigan Warriors versus Hull Kingston Rovers. It should be an absolute cracker. It's the Betfred grand final. It's 6 o'clock on Saturday, and it's here at the Theatre of Dreams. Thanks for watching.